Hey everyone, it's FinalRound, and my name is Jordan, and we got the WNBA props out a couple of days early for the Thursday reopening of the WNBA. So I do have some picks for you guys, and doing the research here, we have a unique narrative or a couple of unique narratives that you could go off of to try to predict these games. The first narrative would be that the teams that were not playing in the Olympics, the players would come out rusty because they've been off for a month, even though they've probably been practicing a lot, scrimmaging a lot, but it's not the same as playing in front of a crowd and everything. Along with the narrative that the teams that played in the Olympics potentially have jet lag, struggling to catch up with the hours and their sleep and everything, and they could be a little bit off with their shooting when it comes to game time, because most of the teams probably stayed until the final ceremony, maybe stayed in France for a little bit longer to enjoy their time there, or they came right back. But that does take some adjustment. Or you have the narrative that the teams that have been off are ready to go, as well as the teams that played in the Olympics are going to be fine. The players are going to be fine, and the ones that were hot there are going to stay hot. So there are a lot of things to look at. The way I'm going to view this is that the teams that were off may come out a little bit rusty, and the teams that were there in France could have a little bit of jet lag. So it's just something to look into and to think about when you make these picks. So you will see images that come up on the screen. Those will be from a data app called Outlier. There's a link in the description that'll give you a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So this first pick is going to be Alana Smith over 5.5 rebounds at minus 128. She plays for the Minnesota Lynx. So Smith played for Australia in the Olympics, and here with rebounding, she rebounded really well in the Olympics. So I will be going off some Olympic stats here. She went into the break hitting this line 7 out of the last 10 games, closing out the last 2 games with 8 and 10 rebounds. She also played against Washington once this season and got 8 rebounds. And Washington was giving up the 7th most rebounds in the final couple of weeks going into the breaks. So in the Olympics, she was getting 8 rebounds a game, playing 23 minutes. She plays around 27 minutes in the WNBA over the last 10 games. I know a lot of those teams that she played against, the talent wasn't as high as some of these teams she's going to face in the WNBA, but she did play against Team USA. She had 7 rebounds in 17 minutes, and that's against some really, really good rebounders. So it's safe to say she's rebounding well, and hopefully this carries over into Thursday and she continues to rebound well. And like I said, I do expect a little bit of rust from both sides, so there could be more opportunities for rebounding. So and this next pick is going to be someone who's just been waiting to get more rebounds. I'm going to go with Angel Reese over 12.5 rebounds at minus 114. I know that's pretty high. She plays for the Chicago Sky, if this is your first time watching a WNBA video. So the same reasoning with the rust and the jet lag and all of that. Rebounding still is going to be there, and she should be well rested to hustle and get rebounds. So she's going up against the Phoenix Mercury, who have 3 players that are coming back from the USA team: Taurasi, Copper, and Griner. And going into the break, the Mercury actually gave up the most offensive rebounds, which that is Angel Reese's favorite type of rebound. She is a great offensive rebounder. I know a lot of people say it's because she, misses her shots, and yes, that is true, but she also gets offensive rebounds off of her teammates too. And if the Mercury are giving those up, and you have 3 of their best players who may be a little slow getting to the ball, good opportunity here for Angel Reese. Come back onto the scene and get a bunch of rebounds. She had gone over this 6 out of the last 10 games going into the break. So if you guys could, please like the video. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You could just say anything and it helps. You can also leave a comment, since I'm going to have an extra day. If you have any plays that you're considering and you want me to dive into, maybe I'll do something different because I'm releasing this a couple days early. I'm going to have tomorrow night free. So if you have some plays you want me to, look at the data and give my thoughts on, you can put that play in the comment section, and I'll look at the play and I'll dig it up and just give you my thoughts. I'll pick a few plays and put it in a video for tomorrow night, and that could be pretty cool. Just some extra content for you guys, and something more picks for you guys, because maybe someone else has a different point of view than what I'm seeing, and that's great. So this next pick is going to be going back to the theory of the jet lag, the rust, and everything. So I'm going to go with Diana Taurasi of the Phoenix Mercury. Under 2.5 3-pointers made at -114. She has gone under 57% of games this year. Her last two overs were against Washington and LA, who give up the two highest field goal percentage from the 3-point range. So she had really good matchups there. Going up against Chicago, who gives up the 6th lowest field goal percentage and the 5th fewest 3-pointers made from the guard position. So she did not adjust well going to France and playing in France. So she just played 11 minutes a game. I know that's not much, but she made just 2 shots total in all of the Olympics. In 56 minutes of play, she made just 2 shots. She shot 16.7 field goal percentage, and then from the 3-point line she shot just 11%. So that was her going to France and adjusting, and now she's got to come back and try to readjust back to where she was, and she was going under this line a decent amount before. So looking for Taurasi to have a bad game from beyond the arc, trying to readjust to everything that had just happened over the past few weeks. And this fourth pick kind of doesn't go with my philosophy with the rust of players that weren't playing. But this is someone who I would just consider a hooper, someone who's just ready the ball at any moment, and there is no rust. They're just ready to play basketball. And when you watch the WNBA, you can tell who are like the ballers, for lack of a better term, who are the ones who can hoop, who can take it off the dribble and get an isolated shot by themselves. There are players who do that, and you can tell who's just out there because they're tall or their size. And it's a little bit different. But this pick is going to be Kennedy Carter of the Chicago Sky, over 20.5 points at -122. I believe this actually had been bumped down one from 21.5 points. So I do like it being bumped down. She had gone over in 5 out of 7 games, 5 out of her last 7 games before the break. So now she's coming back, just waiting to play. Going up against Phoenix, who gave up the 2nd most points to teams in the last few weeks before the break. And like I said, Diana Taurasi will be coming back, and also Kahleah Copper will be coming back. So they might be a step slow playing defense. They might even be a step slow even if they, all this wasn't going on, just because Kennedy Carter is very quick. So she could be rusty, but she takes a lot of volume shots. So looking for her to have 21 or more points up against the Phoenix Mercury. And before I get into this last pick, I want to shout out my partners, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, and ChalkBoard. Use promo code FinalRound11 on any of these. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. There are links in the description that'll take you straight there with the promo code. And thank you to anyone who uses those. So this final pick, I wanted to take someone from this Liberty game and LA game, and I thought about Ionescu. I really like her points because she did shoot well with the Olympics. And Breanna Stewart, she played a lot of minutes out there. So I do like Ionescu points, but I decided on Jantel Jones over 8.5 rebounds at -146. She went over in 8 out of the last 10 games going into the break. She did not play in the Olympics, so she was sitting back and waiting. Breanna Stewart did play a lot of minutes in some close games there down the stretch, and she could also be suffering from jet lag and whatnot and could be a little tired. So Jantel Jones, over 8 out of the last 10 games. Should be fresh. And if the Spark are a little bit rusty, there should be more rebound opportunities. She went over in 1 out of 2 games that they have faced this year. And the Sparks actually give up the most rebounds to the center position. And just to clarify, the center position, some teams don't even have a center. That is just based off the height of the player. There's a lot of forwards. So take that with a grain of salt. But they did give up the tied for the 6th most going into the break over the past couple of weeks. So that's Jantel Jones over 8.5 rebounds. This looks like a lot of people were taking this one early. That minus 146 most likely will get bumped up. So like I said, comment some plays that you feel that you may like, and I'll dig into the research and maybe put out another video tomorrow night. And also, if you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there and discuss more plays, discuss baseball, soccer, anything you'd like to. It's all free, and I'm not going to charge for that. So I'm not going to do a recap for the last WNBA video. That was a while back. If you want to know the recap for the last Olympic video, it was 3-2 on the props, and I forgot what the money lines were. I think it was maybe 1-1. So just like okay day. So I'm going to get this edited and get it out to you. God bless you all. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.